Let's go!
Oh!
We're off to a great start. Oh, snap. Wait, I can't hear
Oh,
myself
there we
on
are.
here, though.
Oh, that's weird. I can see us.
I think there's going to be a delay.
Y'all can hear us?
Oh, well. Jordan's on. Jacob's on. Let's go. Dude, this is going to be fun. What's up, everybody? Say hi.
Hi. This is different.
You're talking to a camera.
I know.
Hey, this kind of sucks that we don't have you tonight. And I looked outside and the roads were like...
Totally fine.
Yeah, they're clear. But hey, school closes, so we close. We're going to play some Rocket League. Little do you guys know, we used to play Rocket League all the time. Like, when we were dating, we played Rocket League, like, all the time. I got better.
I don't think I've played in about 2 years.
Yeah, but the thing is like, even 2 years, like, ago,
Yeah.
was, like, the peak.
Yeah. I wasn't good then.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, here's what we're going to try to do. We are going to try to answer your questions live about relationships and about dating, and at the same time, we're gonna try to get Rachel a goal tonight. That is the plan. That is the mission.
Just one.
Just one goal. If we can get Rachel a goal and answer your questions about relationships, this will be a successful night. We wish you guys were here. Obviously, this is gonna be a little preview to what we're gonna do next week. We're talking about dating and relationships next week as well. But this is the live stream. We got a little audience here. Some of your vertical leaders. I don't know if they can like step in and even say hi. Like, can you like jump in? I don't even know if that's even possible. We made it here safe, but I don't know if you guys are. So, that's the goal. Get Rachel a goal. I don't even know if I'm gonna score.
You know you're gonna score.
I don't know. Because I haven't played in I don't even know how long. My gaming now is way less competitive. I'm like a story mode kind of person now. I used to be cracked out, but now not so much. Do we have any questions yet? You guys, please ask questions in the comments, in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Instagram. How many people do we have on YouTube? 11 people. 11? And then
Nice.
22 on Instagram. And then we'll take clips from this and have it all week long. But that's the goal. Get Rachel a goal. You ready?
I'm ready.
Do you know how to play?
I was pressing buttons.
All right. How are we looking over there, guys? Good? Casual? 3v3?
What do we
First
usually
streak or
play?
doubles? What is going on? Hang on. Okay. Guest accounts cannot access online play. Okay, that's great. Well, we're already off to a wonderful, wonderful start.
Didn't we used to play
So-
4v4?
Yeah, I don't know. Here, let me see this. Hold on, try. Uh-oh, turn off console. We're done today.
In the meantime, there's a question for you.
Okay, let's get it. What's the question?
Caleb Morris says, "How did you get that handsome?"
Oh, that's you know, I hope Kyle doesn't mind. Oh no, there's a personal pin. We're gonna have to play bots today. How did I get so handsome? That's a great. Actually, you might be able to answer this because you helped me a lot with this. As soon as I met Rachel, I got handsome. I don't know.
I think you've gotten more handsome with time, and having facial hair
Hang
has
on
also
now.
helped you.
Dude, facial hair. Facial hair is the makeup for men. It's just
I agree.
the thing. It won't let me do anything on this though. Who says hi, PA?
Slime Green.
Hello, Slime Green. Okay, we're just gonna have to play offline for now. It's probably better that way.
Is that easier?
Bot difficulty.
Low.
No.
Low.
No, we gotta at least
Rookie.
start on pro.
Start on pro.
Yeah, we're gonna start on
Oh,
pro. I
gosh.
mean, we're not all star or unfair.
Oh. Why is
So-
unfair even a level?
I guess it's 2v3. All right, let's go. We're rolling. Dude, does having a kid give you dad? I don't know yet. I don't know if having a kid gives you dad strength. We're about to find out. All right, join blue.
Alright. So then I'm going for the orange goal.
Yes, we're going for the orange goal. Please don't score in the blue goal. All right, here we go. Little did you guys know I used to be practice it. Now it's not so much. Hey, if there's a question, please yell it out to me. Okay, what's the question?
Oh, I hit it.
How do you know? She hit it. How do you know they are the one? Rachel, do you Want to take the first part of it? As
Well,
I'm trying to like
I
get
feel
this
like
through.
I have the basic answer of you really just kind of get that gut feeling.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh! Okay, sorry.
and it's not. I wouldn't say it's not like there's not like a love at first sight type thing. It's just like a
Well, then what
after
do you
you
call
get
what
to
I was
know
with
the
you?
first. Oh, that's sweet. This is hard to multitask. But yeah, no, I feel like over time you get to know the person and you just kind of feel it.
Woo! That's how you know they're the one. If they can do that, that's how you know.
Oh.
No, I
guess.
think, okay, this is the perfect time to actually concentrate a little bit. Okay, how do you know that they're the one? I don't think that you truly know, like, somebody is the one, like, at least until, like, the first, like, let's put, like, a timetable to it. Like, you shouldn't assume a person is the one until, uh-oh.
Text
Until like you have a ring on your finger is when you should assume that like they're the one.
Yeah.
Like if you're not ready to like walk down the aisle, get married to somebody, assuming that like they're the one, I feel like opens up like yourself from like for just that like emotional awakening and spiritual awakening of like you're ready to spiritually be connected to this person. And you say like, oh, this person's the one.
Oh, did I get it? Oh.
We can end the stream. We can end the
That
stream.
wasn't me though, was it?
No, that was, look, Ball Schnugel won. That's definitely you. That's most, I mean, you didn't know what you were doing there.
Woo! There we go. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, what's up? There's
as
so
teens.
much advice for dating as
Oh,
teens.
gosh.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, and you'll hear this a little bit next week as we kind of break this down. Our job, like as youth pastors, as a youth group, as vertical leaders, is not to tell you to date or not to date. Oh boy.
Oh, sorry.
But what I will say is like dating is like so difficult when it comes to when it comes to dating as a teenager, things are just so difficult. And if you're doing it well, it's still like super difficult. So I would just say like my biggest advice that I usually tell people is just make sure you're spiritually grounded, one, but also over communicate your expectations. Like I would say is like the biggest thing. Because if you're trying to date as, you know, followers of Christ, the biggest thing with that is going to be, obviously you want to, you know, have that purity and you want to like, you know, do things the right way. So over communicating like your boundaries and your expectations, like we're going to talk about this next week a little bit, but, oh, that's you.
Well, sorry.
But just being able to like over communicate, okay, here are like here are our 100% boundaries if we're going to date. If we can't agree on these boundaries when we first start, then there's no reason to even really date at that point. But over explaining those expectations and like get kind of like detailed with it too, like, hey, this is like where your hands should stop. Like, hey, we're not going to spend any time like in my room alone. So like, don't even ask. Because that helps a lot with like, you know, feeling like you're respecting the other person.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
And you both have to be on the same page about that too.
Yeah.
You can't just be like one person, otherwise it'll be very easy
No, for sure.
to break those rules. I would also say like just don't compare your relationship to other relationships,
Yeah, that's good.
especially like
that's so
social
good.
media, because like not every relationship is the same for sure.
Yeah, especially like if you're actually following Jesus and you want to do that the right way, your relationship and other people's relationships are not going to look anything alike. So don't listen to anybody that's like, you know, that's not like a spiritual mentor or like somebody who's got like a really good like head on their shoulder. when it comes to like your dating relationship, because they're going to be like, well, why aren't you doing this or doing that? And they're just simply not going to understand
Yeah.
like why you're actually not, sleeping with each other, or why you're not doing certain things with each other.
Well,
Like
I blocked
they just will never understand why you don't do that. So, and we will again. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, how do you know that you're ready for a relationship? Is that basically the premise of it? Yeah. Okay, hang on. My mic's falling all over the
Oh
place.
gosh.
Um, I know. We just got Rick rolled. It's fine. I would say, well, first of all, I would talk to your parents. And I know that sounds kind of dumb, but like they're gonna have a lot of advice for you. It's kind of different, like for everybody too. Like
Yeah.
when I started dating, I really wasn't ready to date. To be completely honest, I don't know what you would say, but statistics show, and let me help you out here. Statistics show that 98% of relationships that start in middle school or high school will end. So I would say uh, to really know if you're ready to date somebody, you need to ask yourself this question. One, am I spiritually mature enough to go into battle with somebody else? Can I hold myself accountable and another person who might be weak in a moment accountable? So if you can't hold yourself accountable, if you're watching things you shouldn't watch, if you can't be spiritually accountable with your phone, you probably will not be spiritually accountable with a girl or a guy. So making sure that you're, you know, able to hold your own head up will help you in knowing if you can hold somebody else's up for a time where they might be weak. Is really huge there. So knowing that you're ready to kind of go into battle with somebody, and that you're not going to be like an anchor around them is like really really huge when it comes to that. But also like you need to be able to ask, or you need to be able to ask yourself, if we were to break up, like 98% of everybody else, am I going to be able to be respectful to this person? Am I going to be able to like honor this person? Am I going to be able to like, am I just emotionally ready for, if this is a breakup and it ends poorly, am I spiritually mature enough to go, okay, yeah, that wasn't like what we intended, because no one intends to break up when they first start dating. But were we honorable that whole time? Am I able to, if you can't say that you're able to do that, then you're probably not ready to date somebody then, I would say. But I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I would say that like you really just have to know yourself. If you feel like you know what you want and like what your like moral, like going back to boundaries and expectations, like if you feel really rooted in that, I feel like that's a good sign. Or if you don't really have any like set goals or boundaries or expectations for a relationship, then like you're just kind of going in like wishy-washy.
Yeah. And I would say too, like, this is one that like no one really ever talks about, but I think it's like so important, is like, if there's nobody around you that is spiritually mature enough to date, then you're not ready to date because the pool isn't available. Like,
Yeah.
I might be a great fisherman, but if there's no fish in the pond, I'm probably not going to catch a PR, right? Like, it just, oh, that was awful. See, I didn't used to play like that.
I am actually not doing too bad.
Let's see. Let's check the score. Do we have the score?
Oh.
Oh, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, we do. 44 points. Dang.
I don't know what you guys have going on with like parents and stuff now, but the rule was whenever I was younger and wanted to date was I had to be at least 16. And it, like that was a hard, fast rule, and it just like felt like forever until I turned 16. But I think that listening to your parents, like understanding that even at 16 you're still really young,
Yeah.
and there's just a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Looking back to when I was 16, I'm realizing,
So what would you say, and I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here,
oh gosh.
what would you say to the student that um, that their parents might not really go to church or they might not have like those rules in place? What would you say uh, to them? Like if they, I mean, obviously, like if your parents have certain rules, like they have certain rules. But like, let's say your parents don't care if you and your boyfriend or girlfriend go to your room and shut the door, and that's just you know,
Yeah.
a thing in your house.
I mean, if that's the case, again, I think it's just like knowing yourself, knowing your boundaries, and just setting those expectations. Like knowing yourself and where you might cross the line. And so just setting yourself up for success. It's okay.
No, that was bad. That was awful. Peter.
Okay. Yes,
boy.
Peter.
I feel like I should be asking him questions. Like, some standards you should be looking for. So some green flags, if you will. I would say, first of all, I would say those standards should like be like super high, and don't really like go off of your standards for really anything. Like it's
Yeah.
okay to have standards that, you know, your average. Like if you're a 13-year-old girl, it's okay to have standards that a 13-year-old boy probably just won't have at this point in their lives, because they, you know, when I was 13, I was barely like knew how to apply deodorant properly. So being able to, you know, spiritually be in a relationship just wasn't the thing. Oh, come on. That's you. It's all you. Jump for that. Oh!
So
How did-
close.
you
Did
know?
it count, or did you get it?
Good job.
Did I get that?
No. That's okay, because you juked them out right here. Look, they were so ready for you.
I was
to,
so close.
Yeah, here.
I
this is-
literally jumped right
that's-
under it.
That's when you hit like a faking or something.
I should have double jumped.
We can't.
It's
We can't
fine.
even trash talk the bots. Okay.
I forget
Focus.
the question.
Focus. Standards. Standards you're looking for in a relationship. First and foremost, I would make sure, and we talk about this a little bit. We're going to talk about this a little bit next week. But for sure, like making sure that they just have a sound relationship with Jesus, first of all. Oh boy. But second of all, like there's just a couple things that you can absolutely make sure, like as you're wondering, like, okay, does this person have a good relationship with Jesus? Do they have like spiritual mentors in their life? Do they have good friends that are going to be sharpening them in their lives? If you look at their lives and their actions and the things that are kind of happening in their lives, is their lives fruitful? Or is there nothing to show like for what they're doing in their lives? These are just some things, like if I were to ask you the question, you know, how can you tell somebody's like a solid like follower of Jesus? Not really a solid like Christian or like religiously are they solid, because that, you know, the Pharisees were religious, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there was like religion and relationship with Jesus are, you know, pretty different. So being able to look at somebody and accurately decipher and determine whether or not, you know, they are a solid follower of Jesus, not judging, but looking at their heart and going like, is this a person that like can go into battle with me when I'm weak?
Yeah.
Like that was like a huge thing. Like when we first started dating, like I just knew that if there was ever a moment that I was weak, if there was ever a moment where I just wasn't there mentally, I knew that you had my back.
Yeah.
Like I knew that, like, you know, if for some reason like I was gonna fall into a temptation or mess up in an area, I just knew that Rachel had my back.
Yeah.
Like through it all. And that's like the coolest thing, you know, in a relationship, is to just know the other person like has your back. And talking about those goals and those like things and those expectations in the beginning of your relationship is going to help you too, because then you're going to be able to figure out like, okay, is this person actually like caring for me? You know, Proverbs says like, above all things, guard your heart. And when you're in a relationship, like not only do you have to guard your heart, but a standard that like I would look for if I was, you know, a teenager right now and I was, you know, thinking about dating somebody or whatever the case may be, the thing I would be looking for is, can this person guard my heart when I might be weak? Like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, not only are you guarding your heart, but you're also guarding their heart, and that's a big responsibility. So when it comes to standards, that's kind of like what I would say I would be looking for is like, you know, find somebody that guards their heart, but find somebody that like will be willing to guard your heart as well. Let's take a break from a question for a second. I am playing like hot garbage right now.
It's really hard to focus and play, and I'm already not good. I'm just going in circles.
I don't know. I think this is exactly what you needed, because there was some times where you would score like 2 points, like in a whole game, which means you touched the ball like 1 time.
Oh.
Um,
No, I haven't been doing bad. I've touched the ball a couple times.
I think it might be
I've
because we're playing
blocked.
bots.
Oh.
'Cause,
Hey,
like,
they're not on the rookie level though, so
that is true.
we went up a level. That counts.
Sure. All right, can we get a? Is there a fun question? I mean, all these are fun. They're great.
But
questions.
like, I guess they're funny.
How did we meet? Okay, so this is like kind of a weird.
It's not weird.
It's kind of weird.
Okay. Do you want me to tell it, or do you want to
I,
tell it?
I think telling it from your perspective might be like more
Better
weird.
than.
No,
oh.
because like it's
Okay.
kind of creepy. Like,
Well, okay, not if you like explain it.
yeah, but like it's kind of creepy though.
Okay, then you
Like,
explain
listen,
it. I'll fill in details.
Girls, if you ever meet a guy like this, like in this way, you should probably not consider it. Yeah.
Oh, it's so close.
Anyways, okay. So how we met on like the very first day of school in college.
In Florida.
Yeah.
I had just dropped off my mom and my
Come on.
brother
Hang on.
to like
Hang on.
fly home.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, we met on the first day of school. I was helping her roommates like move in, and they were roommates. That was me. Anyways, so after like we helped them all move in, we were kind of like debriefing or whatever. We were talking about like what classes we had. Rachel was not there. She was dropping her parents off. And so one of her roommates said, "Hey, I think you and my roommate are really like would really hit it off."
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
So like
Which one?
basically, I think she was trying to friend zone me when I wasn't trying to get with her at all, but that's, you know, fine. She was kind of right. Maybe she's pathetic. I don't know.
Who was it?
It was Jenna.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. But anyways, so I was like, okay, you don't even know your roommate because like you've barely met her. So that's, you know, wonderful and amazing. So there was nowhere to sit in your dorm.
It was a pretty small dorm, and there was 4 of us that lived in there.
So like I said, if this happens to you, random girl in chat, probably run, because this is, yeah, anyways. I was sitting on her bed, was what happened.
Just waiting for me whenever I got there.
No, I wasn't waiting for you. I was just trying to find a place to sit. So Rachel walks in and she's like, who is this like random person on my bed? I assume that's what she's thinking.
Yeah.
So I think I'm cooked right away.
Oh, look at that! I hit the ball
Dude,
towards the
let's-
goal.
Let's go. What a legend. Gotta center that.
Look, I'm blocking people.
You're unpurposefully running into people is what's happening.
It counts.
Keep running into this MIDI person. I don't know, did we answer that?
No, you didn't finish it.
How did we meet? I was sitting on your
okay,
bed
you
and
sat
you
on
walked
my
into
bed.
the room.
Okay, so the reason that he was randomly just sitting on my bed was because his roommate had gone to like a summer camp with one of my roommates. And so like when you first get to college, you just kind of hang out with your roommates the first couple of weeks
Yeah.
until you get to know other people. So like y'all were hanging out with like people you knew.
Oh, I thought I was cooked.
And so that's how he ended up in my room in the first place.
Yeah. And then that's when we, you know, discussed boundaries of, hey, maybe I shouldn't be, you know, randomly
sitting on my bed.
Yeah, that probably wasn't
Yeah.
the coolest move. But I didn't even know it was your bed. I probably should have assumed that, but
Someone lived there.
I didn't know. I probably knew. I didn't care. Okay, that's a goal.
There we go.
I think it's everything.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think you ever really,
Outgrow that.
yeah. Like, we have mentors and people that we ask questions to. Like, believe it or not, like, we have moments where we're like disagreeing and we can't find a solution, and we need people. Like, I need people in my life to say and to be honest with me and say like, hey, you're wrong here, and I have to be willing to. That's a center and a half.
Sorry,
Lousy.
I can't
No,
line
it's
up.
okay. It's okay. You're fine. But yeah, I think it's everything to have people that like, you know. Listen, we're what, 2 for 2, 3 for 3.
And I have had one goal.
I, that,
3.
That's all
This
we
was our
needed.
3rd game.
That's all we needed. I
That's
only had
fair.
one goal. But yeah, you don't outgrow it though either. It's like both. Like if you're deciding to date, like in middle school and high school, please. I mean, middle school is like super early to date, anyways.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
agree.
probably would say like, please don't date if you are in middle school. But hey, like I said, our job is not to tell you to date or not to date. Go talk to mom, dad, and then after that it's other questions. But he should have somebody that like knows him more than anyone and can keep him accountable, and then she should have somebody that is the same. That way, like, and that's just accountability 101. You should have that with a relationship, without a relationship. That was you. That was all you.
I
You had
tried.
that.
I
know.
almost
No,
had it.
It was good. But yeah, have that anyways. That way, like when you do decide, like, okay, it's I'm spiritually like ready to start dating. That way, like, okay, you didn't even shoot that, bruh. That way, like, both of you are like ready to go. You have your person, you have your mentor, um, ready, and then just be able to like legitimately like talk about your relationship like with them. Like nothing's off the table with like the people that like we have in our lives that we ask questions to. Like
Yeah.
they can ask me anything, and then Rachel's person can ask her anything about the relationship. Like, yeah,
I think it's fair to add too, like, it doesn't have to just be a one-on-one, like a guy has a guy mentor and like a girl has a girl mentor. Like as a couple, you guys can find another couple that you look up to, can ask questions to, and then just have a little bit more wisdom. And then we, again,
somebody older for sure, right?
yes,
Like,
yeah, like I mean,
somebody
your
that-
parents could be that example for you guys.
yeah.
And
But with that, it's like you've got to find somebody that like you're going to listen to. Like
Yeah.
when I was in a 16, 17-year-old, it didn't
Was
matter
not my
what it didn't
parents.
matter what my parents said. Like my youth leader. Oh, I didn't know that was going on.
I kind of hit it up in the air, and I think that
We're gonna
helped
see
them out.
the replay right here. I don't know.
See, I kind of hit that in the air. So I unintentionally scored for the
Hey,
other
own
team.
goal. We said Rachel needed a goal, and
I got one for each
she's got
team.
2. No, but what were we talking about? I know.
Having like couple.
Oh, but
couples to look up
like
to.
our parents, like there was no like my parents could say the same thing that my youth leader, who I looked up to, said, and my parents would have been the dumbest people ever.
That's-
But my mentor at that time, like, he was like the smartest person in the room.
Oh,
Okay, it's 0-2. We gotta figure this out here. I think we're too locked into the question.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's a problem. I love silly questions.
Well, did we finish that one?
I think so.
Okay.
What's the key to Riz? Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know. It just kind of I just kind of do it. You know what I mean? Like it's not a there's not a Riz 101. Okay, Riz is confidence. Like if you have confidence, okay, first, but don't have confidence if you can't back up the confidence. Hang on. That's how you have Riz right there. That's how you have Riz. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, I would say first of all, like being able to back up your Riz is like super important, right? Like if you don't have, you can have all the confidence in the world and like you don't know how to put on deodorant and smell good, and that's just it's not gonna work at all. So like smelling good is like super important. Good hygiene is super important,
Yes.
and then confidence is really important. Being able to be like, okay, like, okay, oof, zoned out there for a second. Okay, what's up? Oh, spiritual Riz? Is that even a thing? I want to know who Slime Green is. We're gonna. Oh, spiritual Riz? I might need some help here from like the peanut gallery over there. I think spiritual Riz is just.
Well, you said like confidence, so like I don't know.
Are you spiritually confident?
in here? Yeah.
Confidence in your spirituality. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you are trying to find like your person, like, and you're trying to find that person who like spiritually, you're kind of, you know, want to be with. The biggest thing is like knowing how to properly mix romance with spirituality. And like for so long it was so difficult to mix the two because like I always thought of romance as like the Notebook, like Kissing in the Rain, like, you know, just like all the Nicholas Sparks like rom-coms, like that's me, right? And so like I didn't really have an example of what like being romantic and being spiritual.
Oh.
Okay, provide an example. I'm trying. But I really didn't know like what it looked like to like be spiritually romantic. And that's what spiritual Riz to me is just like learning how to be spiritually romantic. And that kind of looks like what I was saying before, like in guarding your heart and guarding the other person's heart. Like you want to talk about like actual spiritual Riz, it's learning, I know you're right there. It's learning how to like honor somebody super, super well. And honor is like romantic as crap. Like, and that's what I came to like realize is like when you are with the right person, especially who has like a good head on their shoulders. All right, I'm gonna try this. Hang on.
I'll get out the way.
Okay, that didn't work, but we're centered.
I hit it.
Then like that honor thing is gonna go so much farther than like, you know, the way that like I speak to you and you get all like giddy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you find somebody and you can like respect them and honor them, like that's spiritual Riz is like I'm gonna honor you and I'm gonna guard your heart like with everything that I got and everything I
Yeah.
know how to do. And guys, listen, if you can like commit to that, I promise you, her heart's gonna melt. Like I'm not giving you like spiritual Riz her up advice, but like being able to honor her is like the best thing that you could possibly do. Because here's the thing, and like I said, we're gonna talk about this a little bit next week, but being able to like have the goal of marriage like in a relationship, because when you're dating, that's the goal in like a Christian relationship is like, hey, one day we're headed towards marriage. We're not just playing this game for fun.
Yeah.
That's the goal. When you choose to honor and respect above everything else and guard your heart and guard their heart, if the relationship ends, you can still look back on that and go, okay, that was still good. That was
Yeah.
a good thing. We dated for 2 years and I honored her and respected her and she honored and respected me. There might have been times where like that faded a little bit or went up and down, but I did my best to honor and respect. You can classify that as a good thing.
Yeah.
Which like the world has a hard time doing. Like you date somebody for 2 years and you break up, most of the time it's going to be ugly, and most of the time you're going to look back on that and go like, well, that was a waste of 2 years.
Yeah.
But being able to like prioritize relationships too, like what would you say like priority wise? I feel like we need to face each other one of these rounds. That'll be fun.
Oh.
Being
so now
able
I'm
to
going for both.
prioritize like your relationship with Jesus versus your relationship with your dating partner, like that's pretty key too. Coming in hot. Oh boy.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like honoring the person like goes further than just like honoring them like physically starting out, but like
Yeah.
again like emotionally and just like respecting them from all accounts. No, you got me confused because we switched.
Oh, I celebrated too early. Oh, you're on orange?
You
Oh, we
just
are
said
facing.
we're facing
I-
each other.
But I promise you I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, well. I think you just wanted to win and to say that you
I've been winning every
Be
round.
me.
So.
Well, I know, but then like
Oh!
I wouldn't be.
Hey! Somebody just hit me.
Yeah, it was me.
That's crazy.
I hit
Okay.
both of you that were in the goal.
All right, do we got another question? I'm on fire.
No!
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, am I
Oh, you're
screaming?
yelling.
That
Yeah.
should have been the first thing I
That
said.
was like a minimum of like what he usually is like screaming at
Hey!
at home.
Stop hitting me.
Why? We're on different teams.
The goal is to score.
Okay,
Not to
well I
hit
can't
me.
do that. I think you have
No,
to make it a
that's-
priority because
yeah.
it's very easy to just set to the side.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say be careful with that though too. Like in a dating relationship, especially in middle school and high school, like you can get overly committed to a person, especially like if you're that deserves to go in. I just yeah. Anyways, yeah, like I said, be careful with that just because like you can get so emotionally connected to somebody where you can't think properly because like we do devotions together every night or we pray together every night. And so like this has to be my person because I'm never gonna find this again. And that's just like not true. So like you can awaken something that like shouldn't necessarily be there. So I would say like when it comes to like dating, especially like in middle school and like I said, in high school, is just learning how to like spiritually like understand and spiritually like grow. What to say? Yourself. So like learning what your relationship with Jesus looks like. Learning how does the Holy Spirit speaking to me in this moment. Figuring out your devotional life, figuring out all the things individually for you and trusting that the other person is doing the same. And then naturally it kind of just I think the best thing that we did is we just started talking about like the sermons that we heard like in college.
yeah. Because
Like-
we would go to like chapel services
Yeah.
together multiple times a week.
Yeah, I would say that's like the big thing, like for us that helped us a bunch is like just being able to go like, hey, what did you think about the message today? Because that's something that I feel like you would do like with a friend. You know what I mean? That's like kind of like what your goal is like when it comes to growing in your relationship with like a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It's like grow in that relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend like you would like a really close friend.
Yeah.
So like if you wouldn't like, call a friend at like 2 a.m. and like pray with them and say like, I just feel like Jesus is telling me this and this, then like probably don't do that with a boyfriend or girlfriend because you're taking that to like a level that shouldn't be there yet, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But yeah, we are like approaching.
I was gonna say, is this last game or do we got one more?
No, we definitely got one more after this.
Are we gonna be on the same team?
Yeah, we'll end on the same team for sure. Should you pray for a relationship? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you have like a quick answer for that? Because I have like a pretty long-winded one, I would say. I'm pretty long-winded usually.
I mean, I think
You one yapper.
if you desire to end up ultimately married and like be with someone, then I think that it's fair to be able to pray for a relationship, but like be more specific and pray for like a person to enter your life that is going to be able to support you in your relationship with Jesus and that like someone you can do life with. Because I mean, Jesus wants us. He talks about marriage a bunch in the Bible,
That's true.
and so I don't think it's wrong to ask for him to like bring you someone.
Yeah, I would be careful with like praying for a specific person for sure. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I
can
agree.
you can get in trouble there. Like, God, please bring her into my life.
I used to
Like-
pray to marry Justin Bieber. I'm sorry.
Well, sometimes God doesn't answer your prayers. Sometimes the answer is no. Now look
And
at
see,
you.
he wasn't the right person.
No. What does he have on me besides, millions of dollars and fame and popularity and a lot of tattoos? But yeah, I would say it's not, it's not wrong to pray for that. Some people are naturally just like more ready for that and they desire it. Um, I would say like test this. Ooh, that's gonna get me in trouble. Um, but test the spirit on like why you're praying for it. Like, are you praying for a relationship? Do you desire a relationship just because like you want to fill a void in your life? Um, do you want a relationship because like why do you want a relationship so much? Um, like test the spirit when it comes to that. Like test the desire behind why you desire it, and that should
Yeah.
really be all desires in your life. Like, man, I really want to. If a desire of yours is to, if a desire of yours is to make a lot of money and to have a lot of money and to be like wealthy one day, then test the spirit on like test that desire. Why do I want it? What's the heart reason behind it? Is it more so like I want to be able to like financially support my family and be generous with my money, or is it something where it's like I just want things?
Yeah.
Like I want to buy more things. I want to buy a nice car. I want to buy a nice house. Like the heart reason behind it, behind your desire, and then just being able to go like, okay, like is this the right timing?
Yeah.
Like, am I okay if God says no?
Yeah.
If
For
God
sure.
says this is not the right time, or am I going to try to force a relationship because, hey, I prayed for it, I go to church, I have all these things, I've checked all the boxes, God should give me the desires of my
Yeah.
heart, like the Bible says, but, if it doesn't match God's timing, and it doesn't match, the right desires that you should have or the heart behind those desires, then the answer is probably going to be no right now. And even if you do have the right reason and you do have the right mindset, and it is the right you think it's the right timing, God might still say, like, no, it's not the right time yet.
Yeah.
So being able to understand that and be able to say okay to that and not like stomp your feet and be upset
Yeah.
and force it, then I would say that. But
No, I think
like I
that's a
said,
good point.
D1 Yapper. Not long-winded answers. All right, do we have another one before we get started? That I can answer like pretty direct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Not
hard to
having
think.
jump around. Have you guys had How do you become okay with being single? I think that's an easy one. I can give a quick answer. I don't have to
Go
be
for it.
long-winded on this one. How do you be single, like be okay with being single? It just comes down to like, I know that like I'm doing the right things. Like my relationship with Jesus is growing. I'm dying to myself every day. The Holy Spirit is like speaking to me and he's bringing things up into the surface of my heart. And I'm addressing those things. Um, and then like if I'm doing all of those things and a person just isn't coming into my life right now, or the person with the standards that I want isn't in my life right now, then I'm still okay. I'm like, how I would address that is going like, okay, I am in God's will.
Yeah.
If I'm in God's will, I'm good. Like I don't need a person. All I need, if your true desire is to be in God's will, then you're good. But yeah, I can be single and in God's will and completely happy. Um,
Yeah.
so that's what I would say. Quick answer. Got a better one? Not better one, but we got more than that. So I can do one yeah.
Are we ready to announce that all over
Yeah.
social media? Is
You,
it
you
for
just
sure?
did, didn't you? Oliver, social media.
Okay. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
that
dad
was pretty
jokes
good.
already.
There we go. That was pretty good. Okay. So
Let's go.
we're like 99% sure we're going with Oliver John Hogan.
That's a strong name.
It is.
That's a strong name.
He'll probably go by Ollie. So a cute little nickname. And then John is meaningful just because that's Austin's middle name. And then his dad's first name is also John. So it's kind of a family name. And if we did have a girl in the future, she would have my middle name too. So we're kind of trying to stick with that too.
Joey would be so upset with me if he was watching this, your brother.
Yeah, he initially said like little Joey. And I just,
No, I was talking about this game.
oh, my brother.
That's an open goal. Don't mess up. That's the story of my life. Just don't miss the open goals, people. That's my Riz tip number one. Don't miss the open goal. If God provides a
It's
way,
set up for you. Take the
it
shot.
should be a layup. Okay? Should be a layup. But I don't know if I answered that one.
Yeah,
did.
the name of our son.
Yeah, that one was easy. I want a difficult one.
Oh.
I
All
want
right,
I
go
want
for it.
I want one that would like make me stop playing this game.
It's our last game. What do you mean?
Quite a lengthy question.
Yes.
No, I didn't mean.
Yeah, I think that did the question kind of answer itself, or am I tripping? Or maybe ask it in a different way. I don't know. Yeah. What are some things to look for in a person when you're dating? Yeah. I would say, first of all, like, a lot of your questions should be answered before you even start dating. Like, if I'm being completely honest. So, like, when you say, like, what should I be looking for?
Are they a good person?
Yeah, like, but, like, if you're already dating and you're like, what should I be looking for in them?
Might be a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, not too late, but, like, maybe next time, like, let's, was that going in?
Nice.
Baba booey. Yeah, no, that's a good one though. Yeah, I would just be watching like certain things, like, you know, is their life fruitful? Like I keep saying that, like, are they guarding their heart? Is their life fruitful? Yeah, look at the way that they're handling hardships. Look at the way that they're handling like difficulties. Girls, look at the way he's treating his mom.
Yeah. that's
Guys,
good.
look at the way that she's treating her dad. You know, look at the way that they handle arguments. Look at the way that they handle certain things. And then if you don't like how they handle something, being able to communicate that. Dang nabbit. Like being able to communicate those things is huge. Like being able to go like, hey, I really don't like the way that you spoke to me right there.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? Dude, I am on fire right now. Bang. Yeah, just being able to communicate that, like that was something that we had a hard time at first, like being able to communicate like the things that we didn't necessarily like, not dislike about each other, but things that we had like problems with,
Yeah.
like friction points. Being able to like address those things without like attacking or feeling attacked. That was huge to be able to do that. But I think that answers the question. If not, ask the question again, please. Maybe just, yeah.
There's plenty.
Dude.
Um.
Well, like a lot of our silly arguments have come like in the past like 5 months.
I mean.
I don't know.
A silly like arguing over like taking the trash out or like
Yeah, but
pick
that-
up your
that doesn't-
clothes.
That's not for me. I'm trying to think of silly though. Like legitimate, like silly,
Oh,
like,
like actually like,
yeah.
funny.
I don't know. I think I like trauma forget all of our arguments.
What?
Like I just stuff it down there and never think about it. I don't know. Like, oh, I
Like,
know
what
what.
about the
I know
dog?
what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
No.
I'm scared.
No. So like I have these weird like things, like I'm just a weird person in general. I know that. That's great.
Ah.
That's great for me. but like your hiccups bother me so much. Yeah,
He thinks, guys, he thinks that you can control your hiccups.
I can control my hiccups. I 100% can.
It's literally a
There's a
spasm
trick.
in your diaphragm, and he thinks you can just hold this
Yeah,
here.
right here, right above your eyebrows, right
Or
here.
here,
You press
sorry.
down for 30 seconds.
No.
Listen, my best friend all throughout, my growing up years taught me this, and I thought he was lying, and it works for like 90% of the people. Anyways,
90%.
it just, I don't know, like I can't stand like little noises, chewing, hiccups. I know you like, and I physically,
Sneezing,
I
I'll
look,
sneeze and he
I
doesn't like
mentally
it.
know, I know that there's nothing she can do about it, and yet we still like, dude, can you like please control
He's
your
literally
hiccups?
like, go chug a bottle of water.
Yeah, like I'll
Like in the middle of the store, he's literally like, we'll go buy a 40-pack of water, and
Yeah.
he'll grab me one
I
and
will
be like,
angrily
chug
hand
this
her a
and walk
water. Hey,
away
you
into
scored-
a different aisle.
You scored 18 points on that one.
That's pretty good.
I
Oh.
scored 706.
Oh.
I-
Yeah.
I wanna-
Okay. The first round was my best.
Yeah. I want to play one more.
One more.
Yeah. Can we
Okay.
play one more?
Sure.
All right, let's play one more. Dude. Nope. No, I've looked this up before and I couldn't find anything.
It's never worked for
And
me.
now I don't even need to do it. I just tell my body no,
No, he literally says
no,
that.
and then
He won't get hiccups.
I will hiccup one time and then be like no.
You really don't
Listen.
get the hiccups that often.
Because I tell myself, no, it's biblical. You have to have self-control over your body. It's biblical. All right, join blue. Okay,
Questioning.
let me get another question. Have we done YouTube questions? I feel like I haven't heard. Okay, no Instagram ones? There's been a lot.
The hardest.
Yeah. I mean, I think the hardest thing that like we've gone through is like watching the other person like grieve something and knowing that there's really nothing that you can like do about it. And like for some of you, like even with like your friends, like they have stuff going on in their life. And it's really, really difficult because you don't feel like there's much that you can do besides like just pray for them. There is some things that you can do in some situations, and you can be, hands and feet of Jesus, but there's some things in a lot of people's life where like you just can't do anything but be there for the person. And like when it comes to being in a relationship, like that's the person that you love the most, and feeling like you can't do anything for them but just pray for them. Like that's a hard feeling and a hard thing to kind of like get through together. Like your brother, right?
Oh yeah, that is very true.
Like that was hard for us. Like, he had a cancer diagnosis, and
At
you-
20 years old.
yeah, and you felt like there was nothing you could do, but then I felt like there was really nothing I can do
Yeah.
for him or for you as you were going through that. And then like kind of the solution for that, because if there's a problem, then there's always a solution, right?
Yeah.
Is just learning how to just like pray for the person and just to be present.
Yeah.
And that's, I kind of keep going back to like that guarding of the heart thing. That's what it looks like to really just care about somebody's heart. Like in a relationship, especially like if you're a follower of Jesus, like if you care more, listen, I'm about to drop a mic bomb right before we get off this thing. If you care more about their body than their heart, like
Yeah.
break up. Like, I don't know what else to say, but like that's a serious like issue with you that you need to figure out before you really start dating anybody. Is really learning how to just like care for somebody's heart.
Yeah.
You'll become a better friend, a better, when you start dating or you are dating, you'll become a better boyfriend, girlfriend, is if you can truly, genuinely care for somebody's heart.
Yeah.
Like, that will solve so many things, so many issues, so many problems, so many disagreements. If she has the hiccups, if I care about her heart, I can get over that pretty quick. So yeah, I would say like when in doubt, like if you're looking for like an action step or whatever, tonight, like what can I do different about like my relationship, or what can I do different about like preparing for a relationship? It's just like, hey, learn how to like get really good at caring for somebody's heart. Whether you're dating right now or you're not dating, caring for somebody's heart, it's just a super like easy way to prepare for that. And then not only prepare for that, but also just like, you're not just preparing to be in a relationship, but you're also like just preparing to that's just what a follower of Jesus should do. And I'm chopped right now.
You jinxed us for this last round.
Yeah, I just was really into that question, that's all. That's my excuse right there. Yeah, we want me to watch the replay. All right, we got 1:50 left. Do we have another?
About TV shows?
Oh. What shows to steer away from? A lot of them.
Yeah.
Just read your Bible all the time and don't watch TV and you'll be good. No, I mean, to be a better Christ follower, there's not really a whole lot that I don't think that I could suggest for like TV.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't be like,
There's just not a lot of like biblically valued shows that are out there, unless you're literally like watching. What is it?
The Chosen. Yeah. I mean, that's a good one, but like I can't sit down and watch after like a long day. Me personally, oh no. See, I'm just, oh, please go in. Oh! That's gonna get edited later. But just being like, I'm not coming home after a long day and watching The Chosen.
That's just like also a very like mentally heavy like
Yeah.
show to watch.
Yeah.
So something
like,
like lighthearted that's
We'll
not
watch like survival shows. Like it's not really like becoming a better Christian, but like it's also not.
like super inappropriate
Yeah.
or like it's just something that we can just sit down together, enjoy our time together, and like it's not, I guess, bad
Yeah.
for us to watch.
Like we'll watch that new show like Extracted.
Extracted.
Like that one's pretty good. There's like 2 episodes out right
It's
now.
on Hulu if you guys want to watch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What else do we watch?
I am just I love like survival shows.
That's been like the premise of our whole like dating relationship. I feel like.
But yet like we would never be able to survive like more than like.
You would do better than me.
I mean, you said it, but you would get a tummy ache like pretty much immediately.
Well, I know you can't drink like dirty water. You
Yeah.
gotta boil it, like filter it somehow.
But you would get a headache like almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like for no reason. Not for no reason. Oh, we got a school right here. Can we get a buzzer? All right, come on. Off the.
I
Okay.
hit it.
So our first L of the night is our last game, and let's see what we want to do. This is a classic. Let me give you a little insight on like a guy playing a video game.
I feel like you have to end it on a good note, but then you just keep going
Yeah.
and getting frustrated if you keep losing.
You would just say like, okay, boys, one more game, and it's never one more game.
yeah.
like,
well,
it's
you
always,
already
like,
said this
10.
was one more game.
Yeah, so we're gonna play one more.
Okay.
But this is actually one more. Because I want to end it on like a question that's not like TV show. I want to end it on a good one. Do we have another one? Biblical Riz pickup. They don't work. What do you mean? Don't use them. I mean, I was looking through the book of Numbers and noticed I didn't have yours.
Oh gosh, that's yeah.
Yeah, that's a I don't know any new ones. Here's the thing, like,
Guys, I think you just need to be funny. I think that's the key to a good relationship is just to have someone.
yeah, it was funny. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's all I have going for me.
No, you have more than that. But I will say, like, your sense of humor is
Yeah.
definitely one of your
Dude.
top qualities.
Be respectful, be confident, and just like have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And like you'll be good. Like you don't need pickup lines. Pickup lines are for people that I don't know. I don't know if I can say that on stream.
Well, you're about to. Oh,
Like
oh.
pickup lines are for people like that don't have the qualities needed to actually. Oh, sorry,
almost had it.
everybody. Nobody. Wait, this is all the way over here. I don't even think they can hear me. It's like behind my ear. Okay, they can hear me. Okay, good. That would be chopped an hour into this thing.
I think they would have told us by then.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, huh? Yeah.
Sure. Oh.
Okay, don't end your relationship just because 98% of them don't work out.
I think
That is-
again it goes back to respecting the person though.
Yeah.
Like you
If-
don't want to trash talk them. Like just
So if the question was like, how do I break up with somebody like in an honorable and respectful way?
yeah.
I can answer that one a lot better.
Yes.
Um,
That's,
So what would you say before I?
I mean I mean, just respect them as a person. Like, you don't need to be talking about them behind their back anymore or like doing anything like that. Like, just respect them as a person, and it's they added value to your life at some point.
Or maybe
so,
they didn't.
Or yeah, but like even still, like even the good and the bad, like you grew in that relationship because
I mean, you have a choice to grow. I think that's the key, is like understanding in order for. That's all you, babe.
I got hit by someone.
Dang, now that. Um, yeah, I would say like understanding that like in order for you to grow after the relationship, whether it ends good or bad, a lot of it has to do with like were you honorable in the way that you ended the relationship. Um, ending
Ooh,
the
love that.
relationship, like there's an honorable way to do that, and that's just like, hey, you know, I just don't think that this is really gonna work for me. I wouldn't use the line of like, hey, God told me this wasn't gonna,
Yeah.
or I feel like God's doing. Don't blame God.
Good job. Nice block.
That's you.
I'm on the
Go
other
get it.
side. I'm on the other side.
Yeah, use the boost.
Well, our own. Oh, never mind. That was the other team.
Anyways. Boom. I'm saying a lot because I just keep getting
Have forgetting
distracted.
the question.
Yeah. The question was, how do I end a relationship like honorably?
Honorably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes like in the aftermath, because your friends are gonna say like, oh, well, did you hear what they said about you? Or, oh, I heard that you did this in the relationship and that's why you guys broke up. And there's just gonna be probably a lot of rumors and a lot of people talking. And just being able to go like, you know what, like, hey, I think they're an amazing person. And honestly, like, just nothing bad about that person should ever come out of your mouth when it comes to like you're talking to another person. There's gonna be like, if you got a vent, find a mentor or like find a pastor, find a youth leader, a parent that can like take your vent and understand that like that stays between you. Do not vent about your past relationship to somebody who's gonna turn around and talk about it with somebody else, because that's just not honorable. Like it will never end good. Like that's just gonna get out, and then it's just gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Um, how do you? I've been quoted.
What was the quote?
Huh?
There we go.
Put it on a t-shirt. I'm bringing honor back.
Ooh, I hit
Honor's
that.
so good.
And I've hit the ceiling.
I'm bringing honor back. Yeah. What book of the Bible should you start off with? The Gospels are pretty much the go-to when it comes to like where to start. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Those are going to be stories about who Jesus is. Going to be, you know, the account of Jesus' life through different perspectives. Through Matthew's perspective, through Luke's perspective, John's perspective, Mark's perspective.
It builds a good foundation for
Yeah.
reading the rest of the Bible.
After that, like, really just understanding the whole Bible, like, regardless of what book you read, you have to read it through the lens of, like, it's telling a story about, like, the coming and the second coming of Jesus. Like, that's what it's all about. So really any book that you read after that, like Philippians is a good one. Romans is a good highlighter one. Like if you want to highlight a lot of stuff, like you're going to find a lot of that in Romans. But yeah, that's where I would start. But do we have one more relationship question before next week? We're gonna end on one more.
One more.
One more good one. And if you're on Xbox, add me. Ball Schnoogle.
At Ball Schnoogle.
Mr. Slime Green has already sent you the friend request.
Let's go. I'll accept that after this.
He was the guy who messaged you earlier.
Amazing. I love that. Any questions from our live audience?
Nothing new on YouTube.
No? Yeah, you are the live audience, my friend.
How do you deal
Huh?
with infatuation?
What?
How do you deal with infatuation?
Yeah, saying it's lower doesn't help me at all. here.
Like becoming like overly like
How do you get out of Delulu?
Mm.
Get off the plane. Get off the plane. Get off the plane.
Okay. How do you get over like delusion, or like how do you get over like being head over heels for somebody in a way that's like dulling your senses? And we're going to talk about this a lot next week. It's one of like our main points that we're talking about is like when you get into a relationship, you're naturally, or like thinking about getting into a relationship, it naturally just dulls your senses on like morality, and then like what are my actual desires, what are my long-term goals. Being in a relationship where like you desire for the other person to desire you so much, it's naturally just gonna like dull your senses. So how do you get over that? You have to feed your spirit more than your flesh. And this
Yeah.
is so much easier to talk when I'm not playing a game. Like I should have been doing this all the time. But just being able to go like, okay, like how am I feeding my spirit today? Like,
Yeah.
am I in my word? Did I worship? Am I thinking about this person more than I'm thinking about my relationship with Jesus? Like, am I thinking about this future relationship or this relationship that I'm in more than I'm thinking about my relationship with Jesus? If so, you have to understand that it's an unhealthy balance, and just an unhealthy like idolization of the person.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer a healthy relationship at that point. I think that would help a lot when it comes to like getting like snapping yourself out of it, is going like, listen, if I'm thinking about this person more than my relationship with Jesus, like it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
The minute I go something's unhealthy, like I can snap myself out of things.
Yeah.
Like if I'm looking at like a bowl full of like 5 scoops of ice cream, I'm like, that looks really good and I really want this right now. But if I can convince myself that that's super unhealthy, there's a lot better chance that I'm probably gonna like maybe not put the whole bowl away, but
was
I'm
gonna
gonna scoop
say,
3
do,
scoops
like,
out of there,
2 scoops.
back into the thing, and then or like split it with you, and then like we're
Oh,
good.
that's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, just being able to like go, okay, like what's healthy and what's unhealthy, and if
Yeah.
it's unhealthy, like how do I trim that back?
Yeah. Like
And
if
if-
you're idolizing the relationship.
And if I can't, then like I just need to cut it off completely. Like if I can't, yeah, shut it down. Like completely. if I'm idolizing this person, and no matter what I do, I can't stop idolizing that person, then I've just got to cut them completely out of this right now. Figure out the true heart issue on like why I'm so attached.
Yeah.
And then after I figure out that heart issue and the Holy Spirit like walks alongside with me and helps me figure that out, then I could think about like adding that person back to my life in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the key to being like, it's okay in some senses to be head over heels. Like, the church is not against getting like swept off your feet, and there's a whole book in the Bible about romance and loving somebody. So the church isn't against that, and I think that's a
Yeah.
big like myth.
I think, I mean, naturally when you first get into a relationship too, like you do have that like
Yeah.
honeymoon phase where like
And that's a
you
good
see
thing.
all the
Like,
good things that
Yeah.
all the good qualities that they have,
Yeah.
like, and that's how you develop, I guess, like a deeper relationship is just
Yeah.
because you really just see all the really good qualities that they
No, for
have.
sure.
But it's just like not letting that go too far.
Yeah. And you just got to be able to go like, it's okay to get swept off my feet.
Yeah.
But you have to have such a strong foundation of like, what are my goals? What are my morals? What does Jesus say like is the best way for me to live my life? And if you have that foundation set,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so important to like establish that foundation like before you get into a relationship, because you always have that ground to stand on. That way, like if and when you do get swept off your feet, you always have that to still stand on. Like
Yeah.
I can trust somebody with my heart and still not get absolutely crushed or swayed to the left or to the right so much.
Yeah.
I'm not going head over heels because I have such a strong foundation of what I know God wants me to do right now. So like I would say, like if you don't have that strong foundation, if you don't have that firm foundation, that spiritual foundation, and you're looking to date, I would say hold off. And if you are dating and don't have that strong foundation, I would maybe talk to the person and just be like, hey, I've got to establish this in order for me to be healthy in my life and for me to figure this out. It's not God's fault. It's
Yeah.
not your fault. It's not even really my fault. I've just got to establish this foundation or else we're doomed. Like there's
Yeah.
no way that we can sing this song or dance this dance if the dance floor is foundationally broken. So I've got to
Yeah.
fix this before we ever even think about relationships. So
I think their response to that too will say a lot about who they are as a person,
Yeah.
or if you should be in a relationship with them to begin with.
Yeah.
If they're supportive of that, then like that's great. Or if they're like, no, I think that's silly. Like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
Then like maybe that's a sign that like they're not the right person.
no, for sure, because romantic is, or what did I say? I see. This is why I need
Honor
it.
is romantic as crap.
This is why I need it on a T-shirt. Honor is romantic as crap. We're bringing honor back. We're bringing honor back. If
There we go.
honor is at the foundation, if Jesus is at the foundation. Jesus is all about honor, all about elevating you, all about encouraging you, all about getting you to the place that He sees you, and that's what Jesus is best at.
Yeah.
Is elevating you. He wants to honor you to a place of righteousness. He wants to honor you to a place of honest perfection. That's why He died on the cross
Yeah.
for each and every single one of you, for us, for all the world, is to get you to that point of trusting in Him, believing in Him. He wants to honor you because of that. So we're going to dive into a lot of this next week. There's going to be some Q&A next week for if you are in 9th through 12th grade. We're going to dive into this a little bit more, and then honestly a little bit more in depth too.
Yeah.
When it comes
So
to
bring
like
more questions.
yeah, with what things like you know, what are like some like actual boundaries to set in a dating relationship? How far is too far? You know, some things like how to get over like the addiction to lust and temptations like that. So we're gonna get
Yeah.
into all that in the Q&A section at the end, just for the high schoolers. But next week, it's gonna kind of be a continuation on like dating and relationships. So it's gonna be a lot like this, and then once we get into that small groups,
Yeah.
high school boys, high school girls will all be in here, and we'll do some more Q&A. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I
Can't wait.
It's gonna be good. Hey, if you ever want to play Xbox with me, I don't just play Rocket League. Rachel's pretty much Rocket League only.
Yeah.
I play a lot of different games. So
Yeah.
if you want to get run in some college football,
I was
let me
gonna say football.
let me run you in some Madden or college football, and then we can talk. But hey, we love you guys. We're gonna pray really quick as we close out of here and in the stream. But this was fun. I had
Yeah,
a good time.
Actually, I was
We
kind of
gotta-
nervous, but like this was really
No,
cool.
we gotta bring back Rocket League. This
Okay.
is a good date night. We love this. Hey, let's pray really quick as we end the stream. Hey, Lord, we thank you for today, God. I thank you for every single